What if I told you that there is a version of yourself that has already overcome all the challenges you are facing today? A version that has already achieved the dreams you desire, living with clarity, peace, and abundance. What if this more evolved version of you is just waiting for you to access it? I'm going to show you how you can learn directly from your more evolved version. Yes, believe it, this version already exists on a higher level of consciousness, ready to guide you. And when you learn to connect with it, you will discover answers, solutions, and clarity that will transform your life. The journey you're about to embark on is not just another theoretical idea. It's a real transformation, a paradigm shift that will align you with your most powerful self. Maybe you've already felt, during moments of introspection, that something greater is waiting for you. A sense that your potential is just waiting to be unlocked. But where do you start? How do you access this inner wisdom that seems out of reach? The truth is, your more evolved version isn't something external, distant, or unattainable. It's inside you. It has always been. But often, we're so focused on the external world that we forget to look within. Imagine for a moment. Who would you be if you didn't have limiting fears? If all your decisions were made with confidence, guided by the wisdom of someone who has already gone through everything you're going through now? This version of you isn't just a dream or fantasy. It's real, and you can access it right now. This connection is the key to living your life in its fullness. When you start learning from your more evolved version, you begin to make decisions that align your life with what truly matters. What once seemed like an insurmountable obstacle now becomes an opportunity for growth. What once seemed confusing now becomes clear. What once caused fear now transforms into confidence. We all already carry within us the wisdom we need to achieve our greatest desires. It's not something you need to search for outside yourself. It's something you need to awaken within. Let's explore powerful techniques that will help you access the wisdom of this more evolved version of yourself and apply it directly to your life right now. It all starts with a simple question. How would your life be if you were aligned with your highest potential? Think about it for a moment. Imagine how your choices, relationships, and career would look if you were guided by a version of yourself that already knew exactly what to do. One that knew how to navigate challenges with ease and how to manifest your greatest aspirations. The more evolved version of you already exists, and science is beginning to prove it. Studies in neuroscience and quantum physics suggest that there are multiple versions of us, potentially accessible once we elevate our consciousness. It's as if all possibilities are already there, waiting to be chosen by us. The version of you living your greatest dreams is already available. You just need to know how to connect with it. One of the biggest obstacles to this connection is our own mind. Our limiting beliefs, our fear of the unknown, and even our comfort zone can prevent us from accessing this higher wisdom. But as soon as you start recognizing these blocks and learning how to overcome them, you will open the doors to a level of clarity and power you didn't even know was possible. To understand what your more evolved version means, we first need to consider the concept of personal evolution. Your more evolved version isn't a final destination, but a higher expression of who you already are. It reflects your maximum potential, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. It is the person you are destined to become as you advance on your journey of self-discovery and growth. It is the you who has made more conscious decisions, cultivated virtues like patience, compassion, resilience, and wisdom. In practical terms, your more evolved version is the result of your ability to connect with your deepest essence and manifest it in the external world. It incorporates a balance between spiritual and personal development, where you not only grow internally, but also apply that wisdom in your everyday life. Imagine a state where your mind is clear, your emotions are balanced, and your actions are always aligned with your highest values. This is the state of being of your more evolved version. Spiritual growth plays a fundamental role in this evolution. It's not just about accumulating knowledge, but about integrating experiences, lessons, and insights so they become part of your being. The more you grow spiritually, the more you realize that the path to becoming your best version lies in connection with something greater. Whether you call it the universe, God, higher consciousness, or soul, your more evolved version is the one that lives in full harmony with this higher force. The idea of a more evolved version of yourself is also supported by recent scientific discoveries, especially in neuroscience and quantum physics. Neuroscience has already proven that the human brain is moldable, a concept known as neuroplasticity. This means that, throughout our lives, we have the ability to literally reprogram our brains to access new ways of thinking, feeling, and acting. When you begin to think differently, adopting a more positive mindset, believing in your potential, and making more conscious decisions, you start to create new neural connections. Over time, these new connections strengthen and create new habits, which in turn begin to shape your reality. What this means is that you have the power to consciously transform into a better version of yourself. This is not just an abstract idea, it's the science of the brain and mind working in your favor. By consciously taking control of your thoughts and actions, you move closer and closer to your more evolved version. In the field of spirituality, this concept is often associated with the awakening of consciousness. Many spiritual traditions teach that within us resides a higher self, an aspect of our essence that is in direct contact with universal wisdom. As we expand our consciousness and become more aware of who we truly are, we connect more deeply with this elevated version of ourselves. This process of expanding consciousness not only elevates us spiritually, but also helps us deal with life's challenges in a more centered and wise manner. Quantum physics, in turn, offers a fascinating perspective on the idea of multiple versions of ourselves. According to this theory, the universe is made up of infinite possibilities. At every moment, with each choice, we open doors to different realities, and in each of these realities, there is a different version of us. The many worlds theory, for example, suggests that all possibilities are happening simultaneously in different dimensions. This means that, on a quantum level, your more evolved version already exists, ready to be accessed. How does this connect to your practical life? By elevating your consciousness and adjusting your energetic vibration, you can begin to tune in to this more evolved version of yourself. Think of it like changing the radio station. If you are vibrating on a frequency of fear or doubt, you're more likely to connect with a version of yourself that is still dealing with those challenges. But when you raise your vibration by adopting thoughts of love, confidence, and abundance, you start to tune into a version of yourself that has already overcome those obstacles. Quantum physics also teaches us about the power of observation. The famous double-slit experiment showed that the simple act of observing a particle can change its behavior. This leads us to conclude that our consciousness plays a direct role in creating reality. When you begin to observe your life from a higher perspective, aware of your power to create, you are, in fact, shaping your reality to reflect your more evolved version. This idea may seem abstract, but it has profound practical implications. If all possible versions of you already exist in potential, what is preventing you from accessing them is your own limited perception. When you start expanding your perception and see yourself as capable of aligning with this more evolved version, you begin to experience tangible changes in your life. You become more self-confident, make decisions more aligned with your goals, and attract opportunities that previously seemed out of reach. Now that you understand the concept of your more evolved version and how it already exists at a level of potential, the next step is learning to identify it. A powerful way to begin this connection is through deep internal reflection. Ask yourself, if I were living my best life, what would it look like? This isn't just about thinking of material goals or achievements, but about exploring how you would truly feel. What would your daily routine look like? What thoughts would predominate in your mind? What emotions would you feel when you wake up and throughout the day? And, perhaps most importantly, how would you relate to the world around you? Think about this. Your more evolved version is the one that has already overcome the limitations you are facing now. So, an even more revealing question is, what challenges has my more evolved version already conquered? Imagine yourself in the future, looking back, having already achieved what you desire. What have you learned along this journey? What decisions were crucial to your growth? What habits and patterns have you left behind? These questions aren't just mental exercises. They are invitations for you to begin accessing the wisdom that is already within you. Another fundamental question is, what is my more evolved version value? By identifying what truly matters to this higher version of yourself, you start to understand your true priorities. Often, we are so busy with the demands of life that we lose sight of what is most essential. Your more evolved version has already made this distinction. It doesn't waste energy on distractions, fears, or insecurities. It acts in alignment with its higher purpose. Identifying your more evolved version requires a deep dive into self-awareness practices. Meditation, for example, is a powerful tool to calm the mind and access deeper levels of consciousness. When you meditate, you create an internal space where you can connect with this higher version of yourself. During meditation, ask this version directly, what would you do in this situation? Or what is the next step aligned with our growth? As you quiet your mind, the answers start to emerge naturally. Another extremely effective practice is visualization. This technique allows you to create a detailed mental image of your more evolved version. Close your eyes and imagine what it would be like to live life through the eyes of this higher version of yourself. What would your physical body look like? What would be your behaviors and daily habits? You can even imagine interactions this version has with others. How does it communicate, lead, and act with compassion and confidence? The clearer this mental image becomes, the easier it will be to bring these qualities into your present life. Journaling, reflective writing, is another powerful tool. When you write, you give form to your thoughts and can begin to identify patterns and perceptions that would otherwise remain unconscious. Use journaling to explore questions such as, who is my more evolved version? Or what steps did they take to get where they are? As you write, you'll start to realize that the answers are already inside you, waiting to be revealed. Writing also brings clarity and can be a turning point in the process of connecting with your higher self. Let's practice a visualization exercise to help you identify this more evolved version of yourself. Find a quiet place, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Imagine that you're walking along a path, and as you move forward, you approach a version of yourself a few years ahead in the future. This more evolved version has already lived through all the experiences you desire, has already overcome the challenges you face today, and has found a state of peace, wisdom, and fulfillment. Now, visualize meeting this more evolved version. Observe them in detail. How are they dressed? How do they carry themselves? How do they speak and move? What kind of energy do they emit? Allow yourself to absorb this image with clarity. Now, imagine asking this version a question. What did you learn along this journey? Or what was the most important lesson you needed to learn to get here? Listen carefully to the response. Don't try to force anything. Simply trust the sensations or thoughts that arise. After this interaction, see yourself walking alongside this version of yourself. Feel the confidence, wisdom, and peace they carry, and realize that these qualities are also available to you now. As you breathe, imagine that you are absorbing this energy and that it begins to become part of your being. Feel yourself aligned with this more evolved version, and know that from this moment, you have the power to access it whenever you need. This visualization exercise is a powerful way to begin integrating the qualities of your more evolved version into your present life. The more you practice, the easier it will be to access it. This version isn't distant. It already lives within you, and each conscious choice you make, each self-awareness practice you adopt, brings you closer to it. Your more evolved version isn't just a distant or unattainable ideal. It is an inner guide that already lives within you. It has already gone through all the challenges you're facing now, has overcome the internal and external struggles, and has discovered solutions that may not yet be clear to you. This higher version of you carries all the wisdom you need to move forward in life with confidence and clarity. Imagine being able to access answers to your dilemmas, guidance for your biggest dreams, and even the strength needed to face the toughest obstacles. This inner wisdom is available now, and learning to connect with it can radically transform your life. Think of it as a direct line to your future. Your more evolved version has already lived through everything you are going through and has already found the path to fulfillment. Instead of struggling alone or feeling lost, you can consult this higher aspect of yourself, knowing it has a clear vision of the path ahead. By connecting with this inner wisdom, you avoid mistakes it has already overcome and open yourself to solutions that can shorten your journey. This connection not only saves time, but also allows you to move forward with more confidence, knowing that you are being guided by your own evolutionary experience. The true magic of this connection is that it transcends time. From a quantum perspective, time isn't linear, which means all versions of you coexist. When you learn to align with your more evolved version, you are, in fact, accessing what is already present in your field of possibilities. This is why so many spiritual masters and successful leaders talk about the importance of listening to your intuition and trusting your inner path. Because in truth, that wisdom already exists within you. All that is required is learning how to access it. Many people, both historical figures and ordinary individuals, have learned to connect with their evolutionary potential and drastically change their lives. Think of people like Mahatma Gandhi, who, even while facing immense challenges, accessed a higher version of himself to lead a movement of peaceful independence. His ability to act according to the principles of nonviolence while navigating a period of extreme turbulence is a clear example of someone who learned to consult their inner wisdom to find innovative and transformative solutions. Another example is Oprah Winfrey, who faced a difficult childhood and a series of personal adversities. Yet, she was able to connect with a higher vision of who she could become, overcoming traumas and obstacles, to become one of the world's most influential and inspiring figures. She often talks about the importance of following her intuition and living a life guided by a higher version of herself, something many consider the secret to her success. But these examples aren't reserved just for well-known figures. Ordinary people have also accessed this more evolved version of themselves to transform their lives. Think of someone who decides to leave an unfulfilling job to pursue a career more aligned with their purpose. Or someone who overcomes health issues by adopting a mindset of healing and evolution. These people allowed themselves to listen to the inner wisdom that already knew the right path, and from that alignment, they were able to rewrite their stories. However, what often prevents us from accessing this inner wisdom are the blocks we create in our minds. Self-sabotage is one of the most common barriers. This happens when, consciously or unconsciously, we limit ourselves out of fear of the unknown, insecurity, or the beliefs we've developed over our lives. Beliefs like, "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve this," or "this is impossible for me," are examples of how we sabotage our own progress. Another major obstacle is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, and sometimes even fear of success can keep us trapped in a cycle of self-sabotage. In trying to protect ourselves from possible disappointments, we often avoid taking the necessary steps to move forward. However, it's important to remember that your more evolved version has already overcome these fears. It has already gone through this phase and knows that real growth comes from facing these blocks head-on. Limiting beliefs also play a significant role in this process of blockage. These beliefs were often programmed into us throughout life, whether by society, family, or personal experiences. However, once we begin to identify and question them, we can start to reprogram our minds to believe in new possibilities. An effective tool for overcoming these limiting beliefs is the practice of positive affirmations and conscious self-observation. The comfort zone is another common obstacle. Often, we resist change because we feel that our current situation, even if unsatisfactory, is safer than the unknown. However, your more evolved version exists outside of this comfort zone. It takes courage to break away from what you know and open yourself up to new possibilities. True evolution happens outside the comfort zone. Once you connect with your more evolved version and begin accessing its wisdom, the next step is to bring those teachings into your daily life. It's not just about visualizing an ideal life, but about starting to act according to the principles and mindset of that higher version of yourself. The more you incorporate these practices into the present, the faster you'll see changes in your life. Let's explore daily practices that can help you apply the teachings of this more evolved version in a practical and effective way. The first practice you can adopt is future alignment meditation. This type of meditation focuses on bringing the wisdom of your more evolved version to the challenges you face daily. Set aside a few minutes each day to sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes and imagine your more evolved version. Think of a specific challenge you are facing in the present. Ask this higher version, how would you handle this? What would you do next? Then, remain silent and allow the answers to emerge naturally. This practice can not only give you clarity, but also help you face obstacles with more confidence and serenity, knowing that you are being guided by your inner wisdom. Another essential practice is conscious decision-making. When we're operating on autopilot, many of our decisions are based on old patterns, fears, or insecurities. But by connecting with your more evolved version, you begin to make decisions more consciously and in alignment with your higher goals. Whenever you're faced with a choice, big or small, ask yourself, how would my more evolved version make this decision? Would they be acting out of fear or out of love? Would they choose the easiest path or the one most aligned with their values? This simple change in perspective can completely transform the way you navigate life. Active manifestation is also a powerful tool for applying the teachings of your more evolved version. Manifesting your desires and goals isn't just about visualizing what you want. It's about acting as if you are already that version of yourself. Connect the principles of manifestation with the attitudes of your more evolved version. For example, if your higher version already lives in financial abundance, how would they act concerning money today? Would they make decisions based on the fear of scarcity or act with confidence, knowing there will always be enough? The more you act according to this mindset, the more quickly you begin to manifest this reality in your life. A practical way to apply this is through inspired action. Unlike simply acting for the sake of acting, inspired action is guided by the inner wisdom of your evolved version. Think about something you want to manifest or achieve in your life. Now, ask yourself, what action would my evolved version take now? This could be anything from a small decision, like changing a daily habit, to a major action, like starting a new project or pursuing a new opportunity. Inspired action is not impulsive. It is driven by clarity and alignment. By adopting this practice, you are promoting practical and concrete changes in your life. A simple example of inspired action can be in your health. If your more evolved version already has a healthy lifestyle, ask yourself, what would this version of me choose to eat today? How would they prioritize their physical well-being? Every choice you make in alignment with this higher version brings that reality into the present, creating lasting change in your body and mind. This process can also be applied to your professional life. If you desire success in your career, ask yourself, how would my more evolved version act at work? How would they handle challenges? How would they communicate with colleagues and superiors? The more you act in alignment with this higher version, the more you open doors to opportunities and professional growth. Another powerful practice is daily energetic alignment. This practice involves starting your day with the intention of acting from your more evolved version. Before beginning your daily activities, take a few minutes to connect with this higher version and ask, what are the 3 actions I can take today to align with my best version? By defining these actions with clarity, you set your energy in motion, creating a flow of conscious manifestation in your life. The secret to applying the teachings of your evolved version in the present is consistency. The more you practice these techniques, the more integrated the teachings become in your life. In no time, you'll notice that decisions and actions that once seemed difficult or challenging will become natural. This happens because you are operating more and more from a state of alignment with your inner wisdom, with your more evolved version. It's not about perfection, but about continuous progress. Every small step you take toward this higher version of yourself creates a ripple effect in all areas of your life. The more you practice future alignment meditation, conscious decision-making, active manifestation, and inspired action, the more you bring the teachings of your evolved version into the present, creating a life of greater purpose, clarity, and fulfillment. Now that you understand the power of your more evolved version and how to apply its teachings in the present, let's practice a powerful way to connect directly with this inner wisdom. This guided visualization exercise will allow you to have an intimate and revealing conversation with your higher version. By the end of the exercise, you will have clarity about the next actions to take, as well as the changes needed to live more aligned. Find a quiet place where you can sit comfortably without distractions. Close your eyes and begin to breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this breathing several times, allowing your body and mind to relax. As you calm down, imagine you are walking along a beautiful path. It could be a field, a forest, or a beach. Choose a place that brings you peace. As you walk, in the distance, you see a figure approaching. This figure is your more evolved version. They are coming towards you, and you can feel their energy radiating confidence, wisdom, and clarity. Observe this figure as they approach. How are they dressed? How do they move? What kind of energy do they transmit? As they come closer, you realize that this version of you is calm, strong, and in complete harmony with life. Now, you sit in front of your more evolved version and begin a conversation. Ask them about the challenges you are facing now. It could be a challenge at work, in your personal life, or even a matter of self-confidence. Ask, how did you deal with this? What did you do to overcome it? Allow your evolved version to respond, and pay attention to the answers that arise, whether in the form of words, images, or even feelings. Ask this version of yourself, what do I need to change in my life now to align with you? Pay attention to the answers that arise. This version of you may suggest letting go of certain habits or thought patterns that no longer serve your growth. They may offer advice on how to prioritize your goals or how to act more in alignment with your purpose. Let the answers flow without judgment or resistance. As you write down the responses, pay attention to the sensations you experienced during the visualization. What impacted you the most? Did any response surprise you? These notes will serve as a map for the next stages of your journey. The more you return to them, the clearer you will become about the necessary changes and the steps you need to take. Once you have your notes, choose at least one practical action you can take today to begin aligning your life with the guidance of your more evolved version. It could be a small change like reorganizing your routine, or something bigger like making an important decision you've been postponing. The key here is to start applying immediately what you've learned from this connection. This exercise of visualization and reflective writing can be repeated whenever you feel the need for guidance or clarity. Over time, you will find that connecting with your more evolved version becomes easier and more natural. It is always available to guide you, and by practicing this connection regularly, you will begin to live more aligned with your purpose and manifest a life in harmony with your greatest dreams. When you begin living in alignment with your more evolved version, your life undergoes a profound and tangible transformation. This alignment isn't just a spiritual or mental experience. It reflects in all areas of your everyday life. Decisions become clearer, challenges seem less intimidating, and your confidence in your path grows exponentially. By acting from this higher state of consciousness, you start noticing significant changes in how you navigate the world, both in the big and small matters of life. One of the first noticeable benefits is clarity in decision-making. When you live from your more evolved version, choices that once seemed confusing or burdensome become much easier to make. This happens because instead of being guided by fears or insecurities, you're acting based on a clear vision of who you are and where you're going. Your more evolved version has already dealt with doubts and uncertainties and knows the best path forward. By connecting with this wisdom, you feel more secure in making quick and conscious decisions, trusting in your ability to choose what is right for you. Another transformative benefit is inner peace. Living in alignment with your more evolved version provides a deep sense of tranquility, even in the face of life's challenges. This happens because you stop fighting against the flow of life and begin to align with it. By following the teachings of your higher version, you become less reactive and more serene when facing obstacles. This inner peace is accompanied by growing confidence in your path. You know that, regardless of external circumstances, you are moving in the right direction, guided by your inner wisdom. Confidence in your path manifests in subtle, yet powerful ways. When you're aligned with your more evolved version, the fear of making wrong decisions or facing the unknown diminishes dramatically. This doesn't mean challenges disappear, but that you face them with a new perspective. Instead of seeing difficulties as problems, you begin to view them as opportunities for growth because you know you are operating from your highest wisdom. This type of confidence is not arrogant, but a quiet, serene confidence that comes from knowing you are in tune with your purpose. One of the most impressive effects of living in alignment with your more evolved version is accelerated progress toward personal goals and achievements. When you're tuned into your higher version, you not only make better decisions but also experience a natural push toward growth. Your actions are more focused, your intentions clearer, and this translates in a faster advancement toward your goals. What once seemed distant or difficult to achieve begins to manifest more easily because you're acting in accordance with the version of yourself that has already accomplished those objectives. The universe responds to this energy, bringing the opportunities and resources needed for your goals to become reality. This progress isn't just about doing more, but about doing with more alignment. When you live from your more evolved version, your actions are always in harmony with your higher purpose. This means you don't waste time on distractions or paths that aren't meant for you. Every step you take, no matter how small it seems, contributes to a bigger vision. This creates a constant sense of fulfillment because you know you're moving in the right direction. The benefits of living in alignment with your more evolved version aren't just immediate, but also multiply over time. As you practice this connection with your higher version, you begin to experience long-term transformation that impacts all areas of your life. Over the years, you will see that this deep alignment not only improves your life now, but also shapes who you are becoming, aligning your path with your purpose and continuous evolution. This transformation is particularly evident when you look at your growth over time. With every new challenge that arises, with every new decision you need to make, you'll be connecting with a version of yourself that has already overcome those obstacles. This creates a positive cycle of continuous evolution, where each step forward brings you closer to your full potential. And this growth has no end. It's a continuous process where you increasingly align with versions of yourself that are even wiser, more confident, and more fulfilled. Moreover, living in alignment with your evolved version brings a lasting sense of purpose. Often, people spend their lives searching for meaning or purpose in their actions and choices. When you live from this higher version, purpose is not something you need to seek. It reveals itself naturally in every moment. Your actions, your relationships, your work, and even the challenges you face take on a deeper meaning because you are living in accordance with your deepest truth. This brings lasting satisfaction, a sense of being exactly where you should be, doing exactly what you were meant to do. This practice of living in alignment with your more evolved version creates a lasting legacy. As you evolve and transform your life, you inevitably impact the people around you. Your family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers benefit from your growth. Your higher energy, your more conscious decisions, and your confidence in your path create a ripple effect that inspires and uplifts others. So, over time, living in alignment with your more evolved version not only transforms your life, but also contributes to the transformation of those around you, leaving a positive impact on the world. Believe that you already have within you everything you need to access this higher wisdom and live more fully aligned with your purpose. By applying these practices daily, you will be getting closer and closer to becoming the version of yourself you've always wanted to be. Don't wait for perfect circumstances. Start today, one step at a time. Trust the process because I believe you have the ability to create an extraordinary life, and your more evolved version is waiting to guide you along this path. Just as a drop of water is part of the vast ocean, and a grain of sand contributes to the immensity of a beach, your like and subscription make all the difference for the growth of the channel. If you've watched until now, don't forget to like and subscribe.